All right, so have you ever seen what happens when you heat up a pot of water? You might say it starts to boil. You might even say the water turns to steam. So a pot of water starts to boil, the water turns to steam. The steam then turns from very small drops of water to bigger drops of water until that water can't stay in the air anymore and it turns back to a bigger amount of water. And then that water can be heated up again and turned back into steam. What would you say if I told you that this is everything you need to know about refrigeration? That's right, refrigeration. Now I know what you're thinking, but stop, because this isn't a video about refrigeration. This isn't a video about the vapor compression cycle or compressors or refrigerant or airflow. This is not a video about refrigeration. This is a video about teaching. My name's Ryan Burton, and I've been working in refrigeration for over 23 years. And in that time, I've taken a ton of different courses and I've sat through a lot of presentations. For the most part, this is kind of what they look like. Or like this. Or sometimes like this. These slides have way too much information. They're hard to follow and they're boring, which means people tune out. And so very little information from the slides or from the presenter is being absorbed. And when there's no connection to your content, there's very little learning. I'm going to share two things with you that you can do right away that'll have a dramatic impact on your teaching and presenting. Those two things are your content and your connections. For your content, and this applies to, call it your slides, focus on one idea at a time, have your visuals tell a story, and make sure your materials point to you and not away from you. For your connections, connections are the way that you get the information from you as the presenter or teacher to your audience or your students. Your connections are your bridge, and you build that bridge through relationship. Now you might be saying connection, relationship. I just want to talk about
boilers,
gas
heat pumps,
refrigeration,
air conditioning,
HRVs.
furnace.
Hey, I get it. I love talking about that stuff too. But there's a reason why the kind of training we do in the trades works so well. While it's true that apprenticeship is all about teaching and training and coaching, good apprenticeship is also about fellowship. And fellowship means working and learning shoulder to shoulder. When we're working that way, there's certain things that just stick. We love stories because they speak to something that we just feel. It feels like sharing and bonding, and this creates engagement, which results in high retention. When our teaching style is like reading through an instruction manual, there's no engagement. And when there's no engagement, there's low retention. When you engage, you empower. This is called building relational depth. In the classroom and online, your students are looking for something. You might say it's information, and yeah, of course they are, but that's not what they're really looking for, at least not at first. They're looking for you. Consider this. If you've ever taken or taught any courses in adult learning, you may have seen something very interesting that I've experienced time and time again. The instructor begins the class by going around the room and getting people to talk about themselves a little bit, who they are, where they're from, and it never fails. The person who goes first usually is not the most extroverted person in the room. Those people are very rare. And so the first person goes ahead and usually says very little. The second person is a little less nervous, definitely glad they didn't get called first, and maybe even a bit curious, thinking, that's not so bad, that person's kind of like me. Then people start to share a little bit more until by the end of the sharing, like the people on the bottom, there's almost an excitement about talking about yourselves and sharing. At least compared to how things started, the mood has totally shifted in the room. And in so many courses I've taken, it never fails. What starts as a room full of tradespeople who are total strangers to each other ends up being this weird sort of collective that even some connections and friendships have come from. Definitely not for everybody, but I have seen it happen a lot. Now, people are looking for connection, even if they don't know it. From the minute your lesson starts, their minds are evaluating you as the instructor at 100 miles an hour. They're wondering, are they relatable? Do they think I'm relatable? Can I trust them? Are they authentic? Have they even done this before? Are they actually invested in me and my learning? They want to know, do they care? Well, do you? Because students, especially adult learners who have taken a lot of training, can smell it on you a mile away if you're just there for the paycheck. If you're still watching this video, then you probably do care. And I believe you probably think it's a great idea for instructors or teachers to demonstrate things like relatability, personability, authenticity, empathy, credibility, enthusiasm, trustworthiness, vulnerability, and presence. Okay, so that's a lot, and it's really hard to be great at these things overnight. So the best place you can start is with your enthusiasm. Remember this scene? These people are engaged because this person is excited. Your enthusiasm is the most powerful thing you can bring to the table, because whether it's on the job site or in the classroom or online, when you get excited, it shows your passion. So go out and get excited, because enthusiasm and passion are contagious. So to recap, what are 2 things that we as teachers, instructors, and presenters can do that have the most impact in the shortest amount of time? We can work on our content and connections. For our content, focus on one idea at a time, use your visuals to help tell stories, and make sure your materials point to you and not away from you. Make connections early on and lean into them the whole time. Build the bridge, get excited, and remember, the experience matters way more than the information. If you like what you've seen, go on and check out more of my videos and see how I put these principles into practice, or reach out to me anytime to learn more. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.